Hey y'all, welcome back. As you can see, we have the full lineup of the 2022 Super Treasure Hunts in front of us. These are from the factory sealed case that we've been going over recently. And I was going to do all of these, the treasure hunts and the store exclusives in one video, but as I was going through these, I thought, you know what, there were some really nice super treasure hunts last year, so why don't we just do one video on those, give them a little bit of time to shine, and I know a lot of people probably haven't had the opportunity to see these in the wild, and maybe you've not been able to see them in person at all. So hopefully this either lets you kind of see the ones that you missed. Maybe if you're not really familiar with super treasure hunts, you can kind of see some details to look for as we go through to tell you that they're super and give you the difference in between these and the main lines. As we go through, let me know your favorite in the comments below, maybe your top three, or even rank them all. I'll kind of give my opinion on them as we go through. But with that being said, let's get started. And if you don't know, the way to tell a super treasure hunt is they will have a TH on the body somewhere. They will look like one of the other main lines in that same case, but they will have different wheels and rubber tires. There will be a gold flame back here on the card behind the car, and they will have Spectra Flame paint. Sometimes they look very similar to the main line, sometimes they look quite a bit different, and you'll see that as we go through, hopefully. These are in the order they were released, and up first we have the 55 Chevy. I think this one was a little underrated. Some really nice details on here. Nice color. The interior really pops against this dark blue. Nice wheel choice and tire choice. Sometimes they skimp on the tires a little bit or just kind of put something that doesn't really suit, I think. On this one, no taillights. And you'll notice on a lot of these, it's kind of the same as the premium assortment cars that usually cost like around $3. Usually there's details on a couple of sides, but not all. Assuming that's a cost saving measure, but I'm not sure. So you'll notice on one it may have everything but taillights or everything but headlights. Just things like that. And on some vehicles, that's worse than others. Up next, we have the 73 BMW 3.0 CSL race car. I have to admit, I'm not familiar with these, but I have to imagine if you're a classic BMW fan, you were happy to get a hold of this. I thought they did a really good job with the wheel and tire combination for a race car. I'm usually not a fan of this color. This is called Spectra Flame Yellow, I believe, even though it looks gold. And the main lines done in these are usually, they're yellow. So one other thing I wish they'd have done on this, I guess, is do something besides red base. Sometimes that's not as big of an issue as others, but a lot of these just look better with black. But overall, nice detail on the casting. Personally, I think the red edition looked better. I know it doesn't have the real riders, but just the casting and the coloration in general, I thought the red edition looked really nice. From the C case, we have the Dodge Van, and these are usually good. They have a lot of detail on the front. On this, I thought this color was really nice. The tampos look great. Again, no taillights, but on this, it doesn't seem to matter as much. It doesn't stick out. Good wheel and tire combo for the setup they were going with here. Nice detail on the interior. Maybe wish it was something different, although I've kind of thought that, and the chrome just really shows up good through that window. So, you know, not a bad idea. Just a little bit different to have the chrome interior. We have the 63 Studebaker Champ. I think I like this casting more than a lot of people. If this was a real vehicle, I might not like it as much, but in Hot Wheels form, I think it's a neat idea. Again, we have some nice details on the tampos on the side and top. No headlights or taillights on this one, but it's a race car. So if you notice, this is Spectra Flame Black, and these have a little bit of an issue. Usually the edges where the paint is kind of looks a little thin or washed out. On this vehicle, it's not too bad, but on some, it's worse than others. Again, nice wheel and tire combination for a race car. And overall, just I think a really nice casting. I liked it. Here we have the 2020 Corvette. Just a clean, simple look. Sometimes it's hard for them to get the headlights right, but on this one, I think they did a good job. Taillights look nice. Nice to see a Corvette in something besides red. This dark blue is it really looks good. And I like this wheel choice anyway, but this color really pops against that dark blue, I think. Up next, probably the most popular Super Treasure Hunt from 2022, and subsequently probably my least favorite, or one of my least favorites. I know that's a hot take, but I'm a Civic fan. I don't like the execution on this. But this is the 99 Honda Civic Type R EK9, again in Spectra Flame Yellow. And I think not only do I not like that color, but I really am not a fan of these wheels or the color of these wheels. So there's just a few things going for me there. But obviously a lot of y'all liked it because it's a super popular Super Treasure Hunt. I do think the red interior was a nice choice, and it goes really good. It complements this color. The headlights and taillights are always top notch on this casting. The casting itself is really good. It's just the color that throws me is all. So I don't know. Maybe if they'd have done some black, a little bit different rim in black, I'd have liked it more. But either way, I know a lot of y'all were super happy to see this. So, who am I to argue? Here we have the Volkswagen Coffer Racer, and this is one of those that the main line looked a lot like the Super. The wheels kind of give it away. If you don't really know what you're looking for, that can be confusing too. But man, they put some really meaty tires on here. I think overall, just a really cool little race car. Nice setup. And I do like these wheels. I really like the color of them too. Here we have the 2020 Jaguar F-Type. This one I thought was just a little too plain maybe to be a Super. We have Spectra Flame Black. They did good on the headlight and the taillights. Again, I think the rim choice here, maybe if it had been something a little different, I would have liked it more. Overall, it's a clean casting, just a little humdrum maybe for my liking. But if you're a Jaguar fan or if you like this car, I'm sure you were happy to have it. Another popular one was the Nissan Skyline HT 2000 GTX. Just really clean casting. I like the added touch of doing the wheels in the green. They look black from certain angles, but they are not. They are green. Nice job on the taillights here. Interior was pretty neat on this one. Not much to it, but just kind of a nice homage. I do wish they'd have done something with the headlights on this one. I know a lot of times they don't on this casting, but I really think it would have completed the look. But again, overall, a nice looking casting, a nice looking mainline in this as well. Custom 18 Ford Mustang GT. I was a little disappointed in this one personally, and I think a lot of people were for different reasons. I like the color, and I am a Mustang fan. I really like the white against this color. I thought that popped off really nicely. A lot of people had problems with the tampos, saying it was too busy. I didn't mind it, especially for the type of car it is. The thing I think that got me is, again, I'm not a huge fan of these wheels, and I'm also not a huge fan of different color or different style on the front or back. I realize why they did it, but to me it just kind of doesn't match the car. That's just my opinion, but I think with some different wheels this would have looked better. But hey, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that like it, and I do think overall it's a nice casting. I just kind of wish they'd have done something just a tad different with it. 71 Lamborghini Miura SV, and this one, when I saw it in person, I was like, wow, that looks so much better in person, and because the pictures I had seen and the videos did not do it justice. I really love this color. They did a really nice job, I thought, with the headlights, the tampos, the tail lights on this. Some people I think complained about the wheel size on the back, but I don't mind it. I thought the wheels and tires suited it very nicely. If I had one criticism, maybe do a little bit different wheel style on it, but I don't really know what it would have been. Even the interior looks nice on this. Just really well done casting. That's probably one of my favorites from 2022. One I was looking forward to was this 84 Mustang SVO. I love the color. The paint looks good. Nice wheel and tire choice again. Interior is pretty simple, but looks good. The one criticism, actually I guess two, I really wish they would have at least done the headlights on this. This looks like it's lacking a little something. I think if you did the taillights and headlights on this, man, it really would have just popped. But I still like it. Overall, a really nice casting and pretty popular. Here we have the 94 Audi Avant RS2. When I first saw this, I thought, well, that's an odd choice. I wasn't really familiar with the history of the car. But after looking into it, it's a really cool car, and I think they did a really good job with this. And I have seen some RS6s done, but I think it was a nice choice to go this RS2, kind of a more classic look. They did a really good job with the details on the front and back on this. A really clean looking car. Love the wheel choice. Um, Again, this kind of suffers from that black washout you can see around the gas tank lid and the handles on the doors. But overall, really nice casting, and kind of ended up being the dark horse for me, maybe. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Another popular one, the 32 Ford. Of course, it's Golf and it's 32 Ford, both very popular items. Thought that at first I didn't like it as much. It has really grown on me. Of course, this casting has some nice engine details, and I really like that they did the dark chrome on part of it. Have the orange wheels. Really glad they went with the dark base on this. The mainline has an orange base. But, I guess not a whole lot to say. Just a really nice looking casting. If you're a 32 Ford fan, I'm sure you were ecstatic about this. If you're a Golf fan, I'm sure you're ecstatic about this. Just really nice to have. Honestly, ended up not being quite as popular as I thought it would be. I really thought it would go up a little bit more just being Golf and being a 32 Ford. But, it kind of got stifled, I guess, in growth. But it was still pretty popular. And honestly, this one I never saw in stores. It's one of the only supers last year that I never saw on the pegs. And man, it looks so much better in person than I thought it would. Quite possibly my favorite from last year. I thought the paint color just really pops. The wheel and tire choice I love. Uh, I thought the headlight and taillight would bother me a little bit more on this one, but it really doesn't. It doesn't stick out as bad as it does on some of the other castings. But I just thought nice clean look, not too over tempoed, but just I don't know, kind of almost gives you a dirt track feel. Uh, but just, and I'm not even just a super huge 81 Camaro fan. I just think they really did a good job on here, and I think the paint sells it. I think that's a big portion of it. So guys, that is all of the super treasure hunts from last year. I'm just going to put them out here in no particular order. As I said, let me know in the comments below what your favorites were, however you want to do that. Or let me know if there were some that were disappointing to you. Sometimes with supers, that's what you get. More than liking them, you may have one you're really looking forward to, and it just doesn't do it for you. So if you like what we're doing here, give us a like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Plan on doing a lot more videos for y'all. If you have any questions, let me know. Try to help you out with those. Hope this was an informative video. Maybe you enjoyed seeing some things you hadn't been able to see. Hope everyone is having a good week, and happy hunting, y'all.